Hey YouTube, I'm doing outstanding. Welcome to, well, you could consider this a vlog if you want. You could consider it whatever the hell you want. This is me just kind of fucking around with some tech here. So hang on, let me take these off, because I recorded a video on this already, but it didn't work. Because, for whatever reason, it didn't record audio. I couldn't figure out why, so I had to download another app in order to get it record audio properly. It's fucking shit. Alright. Anyway. So, like I said, this is going to be a little bit weird, different, and this isn't in any way a tech channel. I just want to show off something that I'm interested in. So I've got an Arduino here with me today. Let's see if you guys can see that. It's a pretty decent Arduino, a little outdated, but that's okay. It's the Arduino Uno, for anyone who does know what they're doing. I also have this little Raspberry Pi, but we're not going to be dealing with that today. Yes, I have a heatsink on it because it needs it. It's the Pi 3, I believe. Anyway, this needs to stop falling, please. What we're going to do today is I'm going to take this little LED here, okay, and I'm going to put it on this breadboard. And if you don't know what a breadboard is, you can look it up, or, I mean, I could try to tell you here. The simple answer is that it is just a way to really just connect up your shit. That's as simple as I can put it. So I believe this side's negatory. This side is pository, and I know that's not the word for that. So let's go ahead and connect positive to ground. Positive to 13. And ground to a resistor. Ground on the board. And then the resistor can connect. I can't remember which pin is which right now. I'm a little bit tired. I have had an entire rock star though, so should start taking focus in a second. Yeah, I do in fact have those backwards, but that's okay. That's what I thought. Short is negative. So you should always keep in mind that the short end, the short lead here is the negative end, which I did know that. I'm just fucking, I couldn't remember offhand. But I knew that, I swear. So this is a really basic setup. This is simply positive to negative. The electricity is flowing between these two little plates in there, and if I can find something to draw on real quick, I'll show you what that actually looks like in there. I got something to draw on somewhere. So, y'all can't see that, but I'll show you. As far as I can recall, because you can't really see inside of them, at least not this one, because it's, they cut it in a specific, like, they'll sand the side of it so that it's diffused, but on the inside should look something along the lines. Of that. That's relatively what they look like on the inside, and they have that little gap in between there, these two little metal plates, and it just fucking shoots electricity across that little arc, as far as I understand it. And I'm no mathematician, I'm no physicist, but as far as I understand it, that's why it shows up as light is the electricity is jumping across, exciting whatever particles they have in there to show up as light, as we understand it. Now, it is also generating heat, but it's such a minute amount you'd never be able to notice. But some of the interesting things we can do with this is, for example, I can take this here button, place it into this breadboard like so, and I will actually place it over here so it lines up with our resistor, and I'll place that there, and you'll see that it's off, and it stays off. Oh, there we go. The button wasn't in all the way. Every time I push in the button, the light goes on. Pretty simple stuff right there. It's a button. Everybody should understand how a button works. You push it down, that makes a connection, and that causes the electricity to be able to flow. But I also have this here, which is called a potentiometer, and as you rotate it, it changes the intensity of the light. So let me go ahead and place that down right about there. Right there. Here. And you'll see it's much lower intensity now. But I can turn it right back up to where it was. Turn it all the way down low. For whatever reason it won't turn off, but I think that's just because this is a really cheap potentiometer. But that's another interesting thing you can do with that, and that's primarily used in like speakers to change the audio, you know, or headphones, or whatever it is you have with a little dial on it that changes the audio. It's just a potentiometer in most cases. You may have noticed I have this little guy here, and what that is a resistor. Real tiny there. And basically what that does is it impedes the flow, slows it down a little bit. I'm trying to think of how I could... Imagine like you're just chucking tennis balls, you know, just really, really hard at a tube, you know, and it's going in, but what's coming out the other end isn't a clean flow, but you really need it to be exactly a set amount of tennis balls come out, no matter how many go in. What you do is you put some sort of a resistor in there, and I don't know how that's going to work with the tennis ball analogy, but let's just say you put something in the tube, or set it up in some way that it allows the balls to come out at like 3 tennis balls a second, rather than some random amount. And that pretty much, it's useful against like surges and whatnot, because electricity isn't always clean, it's not always exact. Sometimes you'll get a rush of power, and that can short electronics, that can cause this LED to just die. And we don't want that, so we put the resistor in the way. Resistors are a lot cheaper to replace, probably. I don't know. Look at how many resistors I have compared to LEDs, you know? I have tons of resistors here. I've got a lot of interesting things in here. I've got capacitors, I've got photovoltaic cells, which are really interesting for building like light-based thermins. Yeah. So, I don't know if I'll do another video like this. It depends on the kind of views we get on this. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. I don't care what you do. Have a good one.